Good morning and welcome back to the G School Podcast. And as always, I'm your host, Adrian Musembi, and on today's segment, we have a guest, Bronson, who's actually a school captain, and he will be speaking to us about the coexistence of co-curriculars and academics. So feel welcome.
Thank you very much, Adrian.
So, Bronson, have you ever taken part in a co-curricular?
Yes, I have.
And for us who may be wondering, what is a co-curricular?
A co-curricular activity is something that one does besides academics that enables one to be relaxed. For example, in sports, we have games such as football, basketball, rugby. In festivals, we have festivals such as drama festivals and music festivals and etc. etc.
Wow. The mention of basketball takes me back a while ago. Because I also tried for it, but mrefu ulinikataa. And for say, you're a school captain.
Yeah.
You have many roles, have many responsibilities, and you have a lot of things to do in the school. So, if you take part in a co-curricular, what benefit would it have on your life?
Co-curricular activities have a lot of benefits, not only on my life, but also on the fellow students in the school. Because number one, it relieves students from fatigue. You know very well, punda ezi bebesha mzigo siku mzima, and then you're expected not to be tired, right?
Yeah.
So in the same way, it helps in the same way due to constant revisions, due to the many lessons that students have in a day, and due to the many assignments students are given in a day. By the end of the day, they're usually tired, and thus they are not able to. Their mind it's not fresh. Thus, this is where now co-curricular activities come in, where they enable one to relax and clears one's mind, and thus they may be able to focus on the next day with a clear state of mind. It also enables to build talents. For example, if I was to join in football and I start playing, it enables to build my skills, my football skills, and I might end up advancing, maybe even to be accepted in the football teams of Kenya, for example, such as Harambee Stars, and I may turn out to be a great footballer in the future. And it also nurtures the creativity of students. For example, take an example of a game such as chess, where one has to be creative and develop tactics in order to beat their opponents. The same applies also in academics, where one has to develop tactics. One has to be creative and develop tactics for studying, so that they are able to study well and pass their examinations. Yeah.
And throughout all times, there's been a question which has always been posed to students who take part in co-curriculars. So, for instance, a student is doing well in co-curriculars but poorly in academics. Should they leave the co-curriculars and focus on the academics?
Well, I don't think so, because remember, Adrian, we are all able differently. We all have our strengths and weaknesses. So I don't think it would be wise for one to leave the strong point and only focus on academics just because they are weak in academics. But also the issue here is on time management, because one has to allocate time for both academics and co-curricular activities. Because remember, as we are told, that the education that we gain here in school will help us in the future in one way or another. And so your one is supposed to allocate time for academics and not only to focus on the strong point, which is co-curricular activities. And that actually reminds me of a song that says, so many vijana. I don't know if you know it.
Yeah, I know it.
Yes, so in the same way, one has to manage their time well. And in doing that, they'll turn out to be strong in academics, and they can both take academics and still engage in co-curricular activities.
Wow. Thank you, Mr. Bronson.
Yeah.
And so many vijana, so many. With that, it comes to the end of today's podcast. I was your host, Adrian Musembi. This was Bronson. And as always, you can contact us on our social media platform at G School Podcasts. Have a nice day.